Hello. Today we're going to be responding to this idiot that thinks the Earth is flat. Now, this man has pointed out some just really amazing things, and I just kind of wanted to debunk most of them. Now, the reason I say most of them is because, well, I'm not a scientist. I don't know everything, but I can assure you a quick Google search for there's this great YouTube channel actually. If you want some of this shit to be debunked, just look up Simon Dan. He is incredible. He will do a better job at explaining this than anyone else could, or at least than I could. I'm sure there's people that are better at explaining than he is, but hey. So yeah, this is the busting pseudoscience video. It's the joke is that he's actually believing in a pseudoscience and that everyone else is believing the science, but he thinks it's the other way around. That makes it funny.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most common questions I get is why do boats and the sun disappear over the horizon? Well, this is due to human perspective. The boats nor the sun go over the horizon. They go into...
I'm gonna have to partially agree with this man. Yeah, I know, this is supposed to be a debunking video. Hold on, alright? So, yes, it is partially due to perspective, which is where this dude is just, falling into the fucking dumbass category. So yeah, they are disappearing over the horizon partially due to perspective. But here's the fun part. If you get a telescope, you can actually zoom in on that. You know why? Because it's not actually gone, because of perspective. You might be wondering, Terry, why are you agreeing with the flat earther? Why? Why would you do that? What's the point of doing that? What are you gaining from agreeing with the flat earther? Well, because he's right, in this case. In this case. But the part where he's saying, oh, because it dips behind, but it doesn't actually dip behind, well, it kind of does. It dips behind the Earth. Actually, that's also true, kind of. But, this man is just... Oh my god, no, this man's giving me an aneurysm already. Holy shit. He actually just broke my brain. That's incredible. Okay, so as he said, sun go behind Earth, alright? And it's kind of true. I mean, it's because the Earth is spinning, so the sun is basically going outside. So the sun is laying on the outside, the Earth is on the inside, let's say, alright? Earth is spinning. You're on a certain part of the Earth, so naturally it looks like the sun is going down. Really, the sun is staying in place. And the Earth is the thing spinning, but it looks like the sun is moving. And this man is gonna base his entire argument off of that.
the horizon, moving beyond the limit of our vision and past the vanishing point. But the boats and the sun are brought back into view by using a telescope or a camera with a good zoom lens, therefore proving the boat nor the sun disappear over a body of curved water, but it disappears due to the law of perspective. Now at this point you can't see the boat with the naked eye, but once we zoom in with a telescope, well, the boat comes right back into view. It didn't.
Notice how no more water is appearing behind the boat as he zooms in? That's actually because the Earth is curving. But also, again, the perspective thing. The boat is so far away that you cannot see it, and that he is completely correct on, and I'm not going to argue him on that one, because he is correct. However, notice how, again, the water did not go farther out as he zoomed in. That is proof that the Earth is still curving, but he's still going to base his entire argument on that because he thinks he's super intelligent.
Not disappear over a curved body of water. Now, let's pan back out to what we would call our regular vision, and here, right about here, you're going to be seeing your vanishing point. With the naked eye, you can't see that far anymore.
Yeah, because it's far away. Obviously. That's how it works. Things get farther away. They teach this. I seriously was taught this in second grade science. I'm not even joking. I just debunked this man's entire argument with second grade science. Kind of incredible. But what's even more incredible is the fact that I could barely even like, use the English language for that entire amount of time, which is kind of pathetic. But, hey, I still disproved him with second grade science. That's kind of sad.
And the same thing here. You can't see the boat out on the ocean at all by the naked eye, but once we zoom in
Blah, blah, blah.
with the telescope, well, it pops right back. Right here is your vanishing point for the human eye. You can't see the boat anymore, but the telescope brings it right back into view. Now, the sun does the same thing. As you can see here, the sun is about 2/3 behind the horizon, but once we zoom in,
Now, before he says anything else, I want you to notice the fact that there's still the same amount of space between, let's pretend the sun is up close for a second. That'll make this way, easier. Let's pretend it's, like, directly outside of the Earth. The gap, actually, between the ocean and the sun remains the same the entire time. You're just zooming in, which is how the zoom in feature works, just so you know.
with the telescope, well, it pops.
The size is not increasing. There is no more water appearing. The gap between the water and the sun has still remained the same. You know how I know this? My brain works. My brain functions correctly. Now, I know I'm going to get called a sheep for saying all this, but that's fine. Because, again, I just debunked this man with, like, second grader logic, which is just, pretty sad.
Right back over the ocean. And there it goes right back behind the horizon. Sorry for the blurriness.
Yeah, you see, notice how nothing actually changed? Now, I know what it looks like, alright? Now, I get what he's trying to prove. But again, this is all based on perspective. So he hasn't really proven anything. Especially when you zoom in just slightly, you can see that there's actually a larger gap between the sun and the water. And then as you zoom in, at a certain point, the water stops going forward. And I failed to see the ice wall, so, I know it's not like the end of the flat Earth. I'm trying to use some flat earther logic here. I'm trying to tap into my inner flat earther to try and understand these buffoons, but I just can't. So, because the water is, at a certain point when he's zooming in, the water stops going forward, even though he's still zooming in. That is, again, because there is a curve. Dear God, I did not think I'd be explaining that to a fucking what? This guy's gotta be at least 30. Dear God.
It's a little windy on this video, actually. But as you can see, let's get it cleared up. And as we zoom back in, the sun pops right back over the ocean. It's not going over a body of curved water. It's all due to perspective. And once you understand that, you'll stop believing in this stuff. Now let's take a look at one more sunset. As you can see, it was over half almost forward in the railroad track behind the head.
Now this is just continuing into his conspiracy theory bullshit. So let's just... He did a whole domino experiment, which can still be explained away with basic science. I don't even feel like going into it. But I know he's gonna say, "Oh, that's because you didn't have a correct argument." And to that I say, shut the fuck up. Now again, this is just him doing more perspective tricks to prove that the Earth is flat, even though this is, again, all based on perspective, and the curvature of the Earth is so small. Or not so small, but there's just not there's still curvature, but I forget the exact amount of curvature per square mile, but it's not a lot. It's really not a lot. So this guy isn't really proving anything. He's just going on for a couple of hours about bullshit. And yeah, that about wraps up today's video. Actually, let me know if you want another one of these, because I'm actually having a lot of fun doing this. Not really. I feel like I'm having a brain aneurysm right now. I might be, actually, but I genuinely feel like I'm having a brain aneurysm because people that are this stupid actually hurt my head. I'll see ya later, next video or whatever. I don't know. Bye.